This is Pamela Anderson's birth chart. I'm looking at it in Placidus. I use Placidus, I use whole signs, equal house, etc. I use toy between whole sign and Placidus, to be fair. Both work really well. Both get really good results and both fascinating. Just depends what I'm looking at really, and I'm gonna stick to Placidus with hers today, just because it's so telling. And I've noticed when I'm doing a lot of celebrities, I've been using Placidus lately. So yeah, Pamela, like I said before, I'm doing Pammy's chart. I love Pamela Anderson, and it is my Venus return today. So I thought it'd be apt to do someone who to me exudes Venus qualities. Is Pamela Anderson. I think I might get a tattoo of her actually. I love her so much. But yeah, anyway, so she is down as a Gemini rising. So her rising sign, the mask that she wears, the mask that we wear is our rising sign, our ascendant sign. And hers is in Gemini. So Gemini rules her first house. Her sun is also in the first house as well. The first house of self and of being and your personality and your body. So the sun being the life force and the energy and the heartbeat of the chart is in the area of the self. So her mission in life includes self-discovery, self-promotion, self-employment almost, which she kind of is, I guess, she's an actress. Self-worth, self-recognition, everything to do with the self, promoting the self, getting gains through herself. Gemini rules communication, it rules the media, and what does she do? She is in the public eyes and she's an actress. She's done Page 3 or Playboy, I guess they call it in America. She's a Playboy model, she's a model. She's been in films, TV series, that's what she's famous for. And so Gemini also rules part of her 12th house, as you can see here as well. So the 12th house is originally ruled by Pisces, Neptune. It's a house of media. It's a house of films, film stars, and movies, and that is what she does, isn't it? So I know she's famous for being a celebrity, just for being famous but really. It was from films and photography, wasn't it? Because she was in magazines as a model, was a Playboy model. The ruler of the 12th is originally Neptune, as it is Pisces is the ruler of the 12th. So Neptune rules films, photography, and so ruling her 12th house and her first house. That's where she gets that celebrity from. It's where she gets it was in her to begin with, in her soul, to be famous, to be a celebrity. Also the first house cusp falls on Cancer as well. So her sun is actually in Cancer. So yeah, I mean, Cancer. If you want to take it literally, Cancer rules the breast as well. She's made famous from her chest, wasn't she? She got her boobs out of Playboy, her breasts out of Playboy. Cancer rules the breast. As I say, the sun is in the first house. Self-promotion to do with the breast. Also, the ruler of the second house, how you make money, how you make your own money, your career, your assets, is also ruled by Cancer. Cancer is the feminine, is the ruler of the breast as well. If I'm taking it really literal here. So yeah, so this also tells me like that even though she's got this Geminian ascendant, where she's like, Gemini is known for being very open-minded, forward-thinking, left-wing, I guess you want to say, but like, as in like, very much, because it's an air sign, isn't it? They're very much freedom loving, like a butterfly. They're here, there, and everywhere, and Gemini represents that. When it comes to values, ethics, morals, they like to try everything and do everything, and they're open to anything as well, and they're not very judgmental. So she has that as her ascendant, Geminian, which can manifest in her sexuality, I guess, because she's a sex symbol, isn't she? And having Gemini in the ascendant, gives her that provocative sort of energy and aura. because Gemini is known to be sexually active, promiscuous, which aren't negative qualities. You know what I'm saying? Like Gemini's happy with that. They're happy to try different things and be open minded and be a bit explorative and experimental when it comes to love, sex, relationships. They want basically Gemini's here to like, try everything, do everything. It's like they want to. It's like they're curious about everything. You know what I mean? They want to experience the human life while they're here. So yeah, so she has the planet of communication, Mercury, in the second house, how you make money. So she makes money through communication, through because Gemini and Mercury rule media, communication, newspapers, magazines, TV, the internet. It's all to do with like, you know, communication. It's how she makes her money. Again, Mercury in the second house, the house of money and gains and value and worth and self-worth. The blue line going over to Uranus, Neptune. Neptune in the sixth house of work and your daily chores, routine, your daily life is got Neptune placed there. Again, like I said to you before, Neptune is to do with photography and films, and that's what her day-to-day life has been like. But the films and photography that she's been doing have been emphasised by Scorpio, because Scorpio's on the sixth house cusp here. So Scorpio rules the taboo, it rules sexuality. Sagittarius is there as well. Sagittarius is a very sexy sign, also in the sixth house. So and it's a fire, and it's very fiery. So having Sagittarius and Scorpio with Neptune in the mix of the sixth house of daily routines and work is why she's gone. The photography that she's been involved with and the films that she's been involved with are things like Playboy, soft porn, etc., and things like barbed wire or like very sexual character that she's played. Also, going back to her Cancer Sun, the Sun's rule. Cancer rules. Like the sea, because it's ruled by the moon. So the moon is represented by the ocean. So she was made famous by Baywatch, wasn't she? And that was set by the sea, you know. So again, this is like really that's like very obvious basic stuff, but just to show you how astrology really works, it can be like really as simple as like that, as that she's in Baywatch, Cancer in the sun in the first house. First house being yourself and how you represent yourself. Well, she was represented by Baywatch, so she's made famous in that red bikini, wasn't she? The ruler of her sun sign is in the 11th house of gains. So the house of gains, how you make money through the moon, which rules the sea. You know, again, it rules the sea and the ocean and water. That's the moon. So yeah, that was another obvious thing you see from her chart. Also as well, she has Jupiter, the planet of good luck, good fortune, how you make your money, or how good luck and good fortune come to you in excess. It's in the third house. The third house is all to do with, again, media, communication. So, you know, TV, film, photography, photographs, pictures. That's all shows up on the third house of Jupiter as well. So Jupiter expands wherever it is. Also as well, Jupiter she has in Leo, and Leo is the sign of celebrity. It's Leo, wherever Leo is, that's what it wants to be, the best and the most known and in the spotlight, in the limelight. And has having Leo in the limelight, Leo with Jupiter making Jupiter like basically makes, wherever Jupiter is, makes it extra as fuck. So Leo's extra as fuck anyway. Leo likes to be like, you know, Leo's a lioness with the long ass hair, want to be admired, wants to be the most beautiful, wants to be the most, you know, opulent. She's got that in the third house. You know, and Jupiter gains is there, making it trine to her moon. Moon is also to do with gains as well, so she's going to gain celebrity, gain money, gain fame and notoriety through being Leo as fuck. And she's known for having that big, thick ass blonde hair, wasn't she? Whether it was her own or not. Leo She's got Venus in Leo as well as having Jupiter in Leo. So I've noticed that people with Venus and Jupiter in Leo tend to have like big ass fucking hair. They're like really well known in their field. Do you know what I mean? She's really well known. She's not like the best Oscar-winning actress in the world, is she? Let's be real. But she's like one of the biggest icons of our time, isn't she? Pamela Anderson. Everyone knows her through generations, and she hasn't really done that much, like celebrity wise. She's not like made like Oscar-winning films or, you know. Well, she's not a credible actress sort of thing, but having that Leo in Venus, Leo in Jupiter in the third house, and that Venus is making a square to Neptune as well. So Neptune, the planet of photography and filmography, trining the moon in the house of gains. Again, it amplifies that celebrity status, doesn't it? The ruler of Leo, which rules her third and fourth house, is in the first house, so she was gonna be famous anyway, because the sun, which rules the third and fourth, is in her first house. So the first thing you see about her is her celebrity status. She's oozing celebrity, isn't she? Her Leo in Venus is in the first, the sun. So she comes across Venusian. She comes across very sexual. She comes across as a superstar. And that's because of some of those placements she has. So let me just have I'm just writing some quick notes as well, because I don't want to miss anything. But because I've written shitloads of stuff down. I looked at her Wikipedia as well. Also as well, before I look at my notes, because I know just because I'm a bit of a fan of hers as well. She is an activist. She does a lot of activism for gay rights, HIV, AIDS, veganism, animal rights, and that is because she has Aquarius, in her 9th and 10th house, and Aquarius is her MC, and Aquarius is all about socialism. It's about fighting for the underdog. It's about being a rebel. It's about fighting for your causes, what you believe in. Aquarius in the 9th house. 9th house is your belief system and establishments. Aquarius is so forward. Aquarius is like hundreds of years ahead of everybody else. So she was fighting for veganism and animal rights way before anybody else was, before it became famous as it is now. And she has been like a patron for PETA. Is it called PETA? You know, the protection of animal rights and fur and things like that. And the cruelty to animals. She's been a patron of that for years. That's because she has the 9th house as Aquarius. Aquarius are freedom loving, freedom thinkers. They fight for the rights of the underdog. Their beliefs are way ahead of everybody else. And she has the ruler of Aquarius in her 11th house as well. So she gains through that as well. And she likes to be seen as a patron of humanity and humanitarianism, because Aquarius and the 9th house is all to do with humanitarianism anyway. And Aquarius also on a 10th house cusp. So when you see her and meet her in her public persona, she wants to be Aquarian. And Aquarius is also the rebel. And she's known for being a bit of a bad girl. She's not a nice little goody two-shoes. She's a bad girl, isn't she? So she's been known for being that bad girl persona image that she portrays. Also, she has Pisces on the 10th house. Again, Pisces ruling water. She's been linked to Baywatch for how many years? So that's on her 10th house curse. We're on to 11th of gains as well. So obviously she's been known for like her rock and roll weddings and like bad boy relationships. Well, she has Sagittarius in the 7th house. Sagittarius good boys are known for being wild and the boys of the zodiac, aren't they? And she has Sagittarius ruler Jupiter in Leo, so she attracts Leo type partners anyway, or Sagittarius type partners and Leo type partners. So Jupiter can represent your marriage partner, and Leo is like other celebrities. So she's been linked to so many celebrities. She married. I know she's married to Kid Rock. I know she was linked to Kid Rock and Marcus Schenkenberg, I think his name was, that model. And also she was married to Tommy Lee, and she met him. They were together for 4 days, and they got married after 4 days in like a whirlwind wedding. Well, Sagittarius in the 7th house is the epitome of whirlwind wedding. Sagittarius, they like try into the distance on a mad ass mission, and they point their bow and arrow and they fire it, and they go full steam ahead. And that's Sagittarius in the 7th house, because 7th house is your relationships and how you are relationships and relationships that you seek and attract. and she has the ruler of the seventh in the third, ruled by Leo, and she has Venus in Leo, so she loves those Leo type men, and those Sagittarius type men. The trouble with Leo men though, that they can be hard work because they want to be celebrities in their own right as well, and they 9 times out of 10 they will be celebrities in their own right also. She has a few negative aspects to Venus as well. So she's got Venus making a square to Neptune. So she will have rose tinted glasses when it comes to love. She'll think the sun shines out of her partner's arse basically, and whatever they say is the God gold truth, and like they are the best thing since Jesus Christ. Literally, that's that aspect. It means that guys will probably lie and cheat on her as well, and she wouldn't really know about it, or she'd like turn a blind eye to it as well. Also, it can mean that she has no boundaries with love and stuff. So this can mean like open relationships, sex parties, orgies, etc. and stuff, loose relationships or multiple partners. Also, it can mean that your partner will lie and cheat on you as well, and she wouldn't know it. And also, yeah, I think I said that. Also, as well, Neptune ruling what we drink, what we put in our mouths, and it's also to do with escapism as well and drugs. So I know Tommy Lee and Kid Rock, and maybe Marcus as well, were known drug users, and they're heavily into their drugs and stuff. And so Venus, your love style, what you attract, just making a challenge is a square. To Neptune is where you get that aspect from. So she attracted like drug addicts and drug users, and I know Tommy Lee was a big druggie. He was in that band, Motley Crue, for God's sake. So she had a trine to that Neptune as well, and so she had children with Tommy Lee. And so see the trine at 21 degrees is making a trine to her second house of 21 degrees Mercury. Mercury can rule children. I think she's got 2 children actually with Tommy Lee. So that's really interesting. She has Mars in Libra as well, so she likes relationships. Mars in Libra is the relationship. Mars is where you have your drive and your energy and your passion is in relationships. However, it's in the 5th house. The 5th house is all to do with dating, so she's probably dated a lot and she loves to date and loves to have sex and boyfriends, but when it comes to commitment, I don't think she's down for that, because the 7th house is ruled by Sagittarius really, and she has that huge 5th house, and she has Mars in the 5th, and Mars is where you put your energy and your drive, and she puts energy and her drive into casual relationships and boyfriends more so than husbands and long-term partners, because the 5th house is to do with casual dating and sex. So I was reading on her wiki and I read about it a couple of times. Well, I know she famously came out as saying that she was sexually abused by members of her family, or was it? Let me get this right. She was sexually abused by her nanny, I think it was, and also by one of her first boyfriends. She was multiple raped and things, and you can kind of see that in the chart as well. She has Pluto, the planet of death, destruction, turmoil, making a strong conjunction in Virgo. Virgo rules the body in the 5th house. So Pluto in the 4th, the Uranus, the planet of shock and sudden events and unexpected events, good and bad. So the 4th house, the home and family, linked to the 5th house. So you can see where, sexually abused in the home, in the house of sex, can come into. I mean, it makes sextile to Neptune as well. So her family would not have known about it till later on. And she told them. She wrote about it, I think, as an adult. Also, as well, she has Mars. So Mars can rule like aggression, anger, enemies in the 5th house to do with sex and dating, making an opposition. So opposition is like a volatile aspect to her moon. Moon is your femininity, your feelings, how your emotion, it's your inner core, your inner being. When it's Mars, the masculine and feminine are making an aspect like that, it can sometimes show and be a trigger for abuse also. And she does have Mars making like a really loose square to her sun as well. And again, that can show sexual abuse. So yeah, that I just wanted to quickly touch on that, because obviously astrology, good and bad, you can see on your birth chart. What else do I want to say about her? So, just go through my notes quickly. Yeah, so she got North Node in the 12th house. So, being in the 12th house, it's ruled by Venus. Um, as Taurus is on her 12th house cusp, so she would have been her North Node rules like Venusian things like being beautiful, being admired, being a sex symbol, being worshipped. That all comes part and parcel of her life purpose, being in the 12th house of celebrity and media and cinema and film and photography, the 12th house. Her life purpose is involved in that. And having Taurus, Taurus is the planet of luxury, of excess, of beauty, of sexuality. That's all in the 12th house. So, she was born to do what she's doing and she's fulfilling her life purpose. What else should I say? Yes, she tends to sage with the Venus, yeah. Aries, so her moon, Aries moon. So yeah, Aries moon, she's a fiery moon, she's a very fiery person. The moon in the house of gain, so she's gained through her femininity and her sexuality. Because Lilith is in there as well, Lilith rules your sexuality. So her gains come through her being through her sexuality. And the ruler of her Lilith and the ruler of her moon are in the 5th house. So the 5th house is also to do with fame and fortune. So she would have, she will make her biggest gains, because gains is to do with money that you're going to gain. And her moon and her Lilith is in Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars in the 5th house of fame and fortune. So that's where she's made her money from. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say about her. Just a quickie, really. So I wanted to touch on someone who I thought was really Venusian, who I really admire, and who better than Pamela Anderson. And so if you want to book a reading with me, just drop me a message on Instagram. It's Pluto Boy Astro. I'd love it if you hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you on my next video.